Come get your money. Paylake Carp Fishing with Donald Barrow. What's all this mess? Obviously I made some rice. Hey, this is tape 125. No, I tell you, I've never had so much trouble making a video. Not that I make great videos, but this one has just everything that could go wrong. And I can't see the screen. I don't have a big monitor, but I cut like 40 minutes of video at lunch, my lunch hour, and I reviewed it, and the sound was right. I had trouble with sound earlier. This little part right here, which allows me to power and send to a microphone, failed me. And so it turns out that'll probably be a good thing, since now I'll be limited on power, so I won't be able to, hopefully this video won't run over and I'll run past it. So this video I made, it looked good, I sounded good, I got my points across, I thought okay, and I reviewed the video, and I've got my beard hair sticking up into my nose. It looked like I had 6 foot long nose hair. It was so gross, I was like, get rid of it. I thought I could edit it, some of it, but that was ridiculous. Yeah, sucks getting old and gray hair, but just the behind the scenes. If you notice, I'm trying to add depth to my video by moving out from the wall. I was always pushing back to give me more room in this room. It turns out I was watching a video on how to improve videos. Who needs that? Well, I do. So, and it turns out they called it a rookie mistake, that you need to have depth. So there's depth. You can see the wicketed and Thomas's hat, mud pigs with depth. So who knows? Maybe that looks better. As you can tell, I made rice. I tell you, I went to Carlton's Tuesday night, had a blast. It was a beautiful night. Chris Southern, who runs Carlton's and owns Pops, is really trying to get the daytime, mid-weekly programs off the ground, and he's lowered the price, and he's committed to even doing that on some of his weekend programs. Now the next 2 weekends he's got big shows, but they've been planned in the future. But after that, he's committed to lowering the cost. It's a lot of competition. He competes with his own pond, Pops, Big Daddy's too. Creekside's always in the running. And in other videos I made, there's a ton of other ponds in the area. Beautiful, wonderful ponds. And he's got a pond in Carlton that's right up there. The fishing's just tremendous. But it's a tough business, so he's going at it. He's going at it with low entry fees and then bigger side pots. And he called out for suggestions, and that was my suggestions, along with other people. It wasn't just my idea, and I'm sure he knew this. We'd talked plenty of times. And Tuesday night he had 38 people. So I call that a success. Where I fished with a guy to the left of me who never caught a fish, and a guy to the right of me that probably caught the most fish on the lake. Comedy errors on my part. I started off with blackpack, and I took 2 fish, and when people are not catching anything, it's hard to give that up. And I was watching him, and I thought he was throwing oats, but it turns out he was throwing rice. And he told me what he was throwing, and I was like, yeah, time to try that. And it was a little late in the game. And honestly, when I was watching him, he was throwing midway and short, and he was catching fish. So I changed my strategy to midway and short. Next thing you know, he's throwing to the rope. That's where I was throwing, my black pack, and I was throwing, at the end of the night, I threw chow and bean, because that used to be my jam, but I can, especially at Carltons, so I considered, throwing back to the rope, and it was only a 5-hour program, so the last hour kind of snuck up on me, so I threw 1 to the rope, I threw 1 to the middle, and 2 short. I probably should have been at the rope, but quite frankly, you can't be all over the place like that. Starting out, you can be if you're looking for them, and sometimes it works. There's no recipe, but if I was to do it again, I would have built a pile somewhere, either at the rope. He had them in his pile at the rope at the end of the night, not on my side of the set. So all I could do is watch and admire. But you live and learn. Not to say if I would have built the perfect pile and threw rice all night and built up a pile that I would have had the same results. But as fishermen, we are always analyzing, what did that guy do? How did he beat me? And so you saw in the opening, I made red magic rice. Not the same red magic that Dr. or Carp Master Drew in Georgia makes. I've seen recipes. Excuse me. I've seen his recipe. He does a strawberry grape, and I assume he worked with Ron, and they've matched it with the Wicked all-in-one flavor. And he uses ketchup and vinegar. The vinegar kind of cancels the strong ketchup flavor. To me, I've been used this malt liquor rice, and I was impressed with it, so I made it again in the red magic flavor. May not do total justice to Drew's flavor, but it's going to pack like a brick. I can tell. It's about 24 hours old, and I could pack it now. I'm fishing. It's Friday night. I'm fishing Saturday night, and it ought to be perfect. I'll run through what I did. I used 36 ounces of rice, 1 cup of salt, 2 3-ounces of Jello packs. What are the 3-ounce packs? And 5 caps of flavor. And I used a 40-ounce beer. And it seems to be a good mix. I usually have used the baits that I do recipes on before, but this one, the flavor, I haven't. And malt liquor rice, well, you guys are on a journey with me. I'm learning the ins and outs of it. So far, I've been very impressed. The only variable is I cut down on the sugar from the last time because it felt sticky. It worked great. It actually got sticky about after the first week, and I put it back in the hand mixer and mixed it up again. And since then, it's settled down and been absolutely perfect. I can reach in one hand and pack a ball. This is with the Blue Magic, which is a cinnamon vanilla based flavor. And I've had luck until I didn't have luck at Carlton. So of course, I'm gonna try the red magic, but I'll also use the Blue Magic. I know it works there. I've caught fish there, so just had to have a bait to make. And unfortunately, I made it in a video last night, and at 12 o'clock, 11:30 when I was done, I took it over to the computer to edit, and there was no sound. So it goes that way sometimes. So you get a kind of a recap of what I did. Getting back to Carlton's, I really applaud them and Chris. He's adding food. He's working hard to make that lake successful. And I'm a big fan of cheap. When I made my rice, just to illustrate that. The last time, well, I wanted to make sure I was doing the malt liquor rice correctly, so I went back to my video that's online, and sure enough, there's me making the rice and I needed 36 ounces, and I had a 28 ounce. I took 8 ounces out of it. I needed 20 more ounces, and I put it in a bag, and instead of throwing it away, I saved it. And that, combined with the 28 ounce box, gave me exactly enough of what I needed to make this recipe. So no store visit. Frugalness paid off. Same with other lakes in this area are doing this. When I started, there wasn't as much fun fishing, and Pops now has fun fishing on Friday night or Sunday morning, and he canceled it last week because there were some guys taking advantage of that. And I got to say, and I get on a little soapbox here, is there's nothing make me when guys don't pay at a fun fish lake, or they cheat and throw bait that they're not supposed to throw, especially pond water rice. And next thing you know, it kills fish and it ruins it for everybody. A pond owner says, geez, I had all these people fishing at my lake and catching my fish that I paid a lot of money for, and they're not even giving me a dime for it. So I wouldn't make a confrontation, but I would definitely tell the pond owner what you saw, because it's not right that a few people ruin it for a lot of people. A lot of people appreciate a fun fishing day. I appreciate when I can throw rice at a lake, but I certainly understand an owner that, if he lost fish to a knucklehead, not making rice correctly by allowing it to soak up, him banning rice. I understand it. Still makes me mad. So if you see that, report it. As much as you want to go over and punch somebody in the nose, that's not the way to go. I think I told you probably 90% of the guys fishing in North Carolina are packing, so do not make that mistake. Just tell the pond owner. I'm cheap. I just saw these the other day. I just charged them. These are my beeper batteries. I ordered them off Amazon. It's about the only thing I say to order off Amazon for fishing, so you can get 90% of it at your local tackle shop, and that's the way to go. But these are beeper batteries. They take 9 volts, and they work good for me, so I figured I'd show them off. These are some of the hooks that have working for me. I've used the Tsunami, and I've used the Wicketed Carp Reapers. So that's what Wicketed Reapers, and these two have been working good for me. I got some new ones, some fatback, and fatbacks are, before working with Ron and Thomas, these are what I would buy personally. They're Gamakatsu G Carp fatbacks, and what makes them fat is they've got I don't know, you can't see it. The shaft is kind of a bowl shape, and they just work best for me. So I throw that out there. Gonna be fishing this weekend. Looking forward to it. I don't even know. Like I said, I'm gonna try Red Magic in the rice. It'll be tough. I'll tell you why. Last week I killed them. I think I caught the most fish. And I was using oats, and I was using Blue Magic oats and sweet potato oats, and absolutely had a good night, a real good night. I didn't even throw them at Carltons. I said saving those and coming back to Ellis. But Carltons is a strawberry lake, so what do? I threw the cinnamon rice. But I think I've told people this before. When you can fish for low dollars, and this was like $29 at a lake, it's fun to test. I fish at Ellis. and I'm not paying, I think I'm paying 65 bucks to fish there. And people are saying, well, why aren't you using grape or your strawberry chrome, sinful grape, or, proven flavors? Because I'm looking for an advantage later. Later in the year when it means something, like the fish off to me means a lot. I'm looking for something of an advantage, sweet potato or blue magic could be the ticket. So I look for that. I enjoy doing it, testing it, trying to get one up on somebody. It's funny, if you do find a flavor and it's hot, there's nothing better than going to a lake and dominating. Unfortunately, I tell everybody what I'm using, so it's not going to stay a secret long, but that's okay. Mission accomplished. You found something, and if it helps other people, that's great. It really is. You're not making a living at this or making a fortune, and just having fun. And I appreciate everybody liking and subscribing so I can have more fun. Honestly, I haven't made a dime off this, and I expect I won't, but it does. The best part comes when I walk on a lake and people come up and say, hey, I watch your videos and I like it and I learned something, or, and we shake hands and I meet a new friend, and that beats all. So thank you, everybody. Say hi to me at the lake. I really enjoy it and appreciate you watching.